Good morning and welcome to BFM's Morning Headlines. No, it's not Monday, and no, I'm not Lee Chui Lin. She's away on holiday. I know many of you are disappointed, but what can I say? In her place comes me, Sharaad Kuttan, and these men who clearly have an eye for what's the latest in a fashion statement. Yes, go bald, folks, go bald. That's because the Deputy Prime Minister. And on this page of Berita Harian, it's actually budget. That's the other big B word. And on the flip side of that newspaper story about the bald men is this story about Oktoberfest. Calls for a shopping mall that is planning to hold this German festival of beer and alcohol and food. They want it called off. And it's very interesting, the kind of things that are being said. Now, this is No Aziza Mohammed Awal. She is according to this thing, expert on the law at University Kebangsaan Malaysia. She says that you can't give a permit for this because it's against the Constitution. What is against the Constitution? Drinking beer, drinking alcohol, or celebrating a German festival? I don't know which, but anyway, there you have it. Many people weighing in on that story. Berita Harian thinks it's the big story, and then you have the front page on Oktoberfest. But the real stories that are dominating the headlines today have to do with a naval combat boat that went missing over the weekend, CB 204. Thankfully, it hasn't turned into an MH370. They've actually been found. The people have been found safe. So there you have it. There are pictures of the men on board. There, all of them. The question is, why did they get lost at sea? Nobody's got the definite story on that yet. You see that in this front page, the Malay Mail. The Star has lost at sea 30 hours. The Straits Times has rescued. Yes, rescued. Now, the other story that interests many of the papers is this story of a bus driver in Penang who was stabbed by a passenger, apparently. Not somebody irate or somebody complaining about the service, but somebody who's mentally unstable, I think is the more politically correct term. Quite a gruesome picture. Clearly, the photographers got there before the ambulance. Foreign stories, there you have 43 Malaysians returned from Yemen that's suffering from outbreak of violence, death and chaos, a typhoon in Japan, and much more. But I think the other story that's going to be big this week, of course, is the budget, and Malay Mail has this. What can Malaysians expect for budget 2015? If you're interested in issues of the budget, keep tuned to The Morning Run and several other shows on BFM because we're going to be covering the budget this week. Sina Harian has this. It's about price of school buses. You know, transport to school actually constitutes one of the biggest inputs into investments parents have to make. And here's Sina Harian saying to the regulators, don't give up control over the pricing of that service. Lastly, Harian Metro has this story on recruitment of Malaysian students to wars in the Middle East. And they have that Syaitan Perang. Syaitan Perang, of course, means the devil's war. They're obviously not going to menghalalkan or to make it sound any better. It is precisely that, a devil's war. It's not a war that I think many Malaysians ought to be involved in. But terserah, it's up to them. They've made that decision and they will live by it. And before I leave, the word of the day is bald. Bald, because bald is beautiful. Do subscribe to BFM's other videos, Sekilas, Kupas, 89.9 seconds. All our videos are there to entertain and enlighten you. Thanks for joining me. I'm Sharaad Kuttan, BFM 89.9.